And we are on air. Thank you. Hello and welcome to Decentralized Health Administration at the Ubrica project. We bring you critical technical knowledge about creating perfect conditions for much needed revolution in the health industry. Under these new conditions, universal health access will be possible. Everyone in the world, including you and your loved ones, will have access to the best health services available. Health for everyone will be of the highest quality there is in the world, and it will be affordable by all. My name is Dr. Macharia Waruingi. I come to you each and every day from Ubrica project located at 1.4 degrees south of equator and 37 degrees east of the central meridian, that is in the southwest parts of Nairobi. Today, I have exciting things to discuss with you. First, we discuss about the Academy of Society of Ubricans. Academy of Society of Ubricans. So Ubrica usually has an academy which is known as Academy of Society of Ubricans. It is that academy where you can attend many courses, and today I will tell you about all the courses that are offered at the Academy of Society of Ubricans. And the academy wants to offer these courses in response to big demand for knowledge in blockchain technology and how it is used. How does it work? What is it? How does it work? And trading of cryptocurrencies, blockchain technology, and cryptocurrencies. Then we talk about Megafund for Health, an idea that was proposed by Andrew Law, a professor at MIT, in the early 2010s, of course, maybe about from 2011. This is following the financial crisis in 2009. It came just about it's the same time with the inception of Bitcoin or the invention of Bitcoin. So let's see. Now, as usual, as always, this material is accepted from the Decentralized Health Administration textbook and development by Susan Nyambura Njuguna in Ubrica Research and Development Team. Tomorrow, I will tell you all the members of the team so that you can know who is working there. But first, the basics. What is Ubrica Project and what does it do? Ubrica Project strives to solve three fundamental problems of health production in the world. Number one, lack of access to health services. Number two, poor quality of health services. And number three, the high cost of health services in most parts of the world. Lack of access to health services occurs when people do not have money to go to the hospital. Lack of access can also occur when there are no hospitals to go to. Poor quality of medical services, on the other hand, occur when good knowledge to deal with medical problems is scarce. High cost of medical services in most parts of the world occur when manufacturing of products that can be used to improve health is stifled. We solve the problem of lack of access due to lack of money by creating sokojanja.com, an online retail store where anyone in the world can sell what he or she has produced to increase earning power. Money in the pocket means realized access to health services. Ubrica clinics and hospitals project ensure physical access to health services. And then Ubrica Science and Technology Park, as we discussed it yesterday and the day before yesterday, create places for translation and commercialization of new and relevant knowledge, ensuring best quality of medical services in the world. Ubrica Biomedical Industrial City promotes local manufacturing of biomedical products, reducing the cost of medicine and medical devices and health services in general, making health affordable by all. Ubricoin, the cryptocurrency for universal health access, underwrites health production in the Ubrica ecosystem. You can support universal health access by getting and adding Ubricoin to your portfolio of cryptos or by getting equity in the Ubrica project. Get, in, get involved. Do not sit on the sidelines of health. Buy and hold at least $10 worth of UBN and you've done yourself a great deal of good. You can you can get even more involved by joining the World Ubricoin Ambassador Program (WAP), where you gain deeper knowledge about Ubrica project and continue to share that knowledge with the people in your circle of influence. As an ambassador, you be the bridge between Ubricoin, Ubrica, Soko Janja, and the other people in the world. So start getting involved right now. Hit the like button to cement your support and to show that you like what we are talking about and what we are doing at the Ubrica project. Hit the bell button so that you can subscribe to receive notifications, participate in the chat, share your views on how we can decentralize knowledge in health and medicine. And let's look at what we have today. We said we have two things to talk about: Academy of Society of Ubricans. And number two, we shall be talking about mega funds for health. Start first the academy. In the academy, of course, the general work of the academy is to provide education, in-depth education to people who become Ubricans about the things happening in Ubrica project itself. For this month, coming month from August, we have set for you two very important courses. The course on blockchain, a course on blockchain where you learn what is blockchain, how does it work, and how will it work for you. And second, cryptocurrencies and trading. So in a cryptocurrency and trading, you learn about the basics of trading, you learn about more intermediate knowledge about trading, and then uh, advanced classes on trading. Okay, this is very, very important because um, we need massive public education on blockchain technology and, of course, cryptocurrencies. August 12th, mark the date, save the date. August 12th is the beginning of blockchain basics. And in that class, you will learn about what is blockchain, particularly working for cryptocurrencies, the open ledger, that means the public ledger, the distributed ledger, and the consensus algorithm in the blockchain. That means that mining. How do you do that? How do you mine? And how that's validating transactions. So that is really, really important that you sign up. To sign up for the course, you can write an email to info@ubrica.com. Info@ubrica.com. There's going to be a very, very big announcement sent to you by Dennis Ogeto, who is the head of blockchain training at the Academy of Society of Ubricans. Okay. Then following that, Mr. Calvin Committee, will be offering his course on trading, and trading shall start 2 weeks after the course on blockchain. All right, each one of the courses is about 6 to 8 weeks. Okay, so that we have everyone coming. Of course, um, we hope that as many people participate in the course as possible. Okay. So what do you have about Megafund? Let me tell you something exciting happened. In we had the financial crisis in 2007, early 2007. Then 2008, the entire world financial market collapsed, and then we're going up to 2009. And at the same time, Adrolo was thinking very deeply about how he can use his financial engineering knowledge to create funds for health. He said that he thought about that because his mother died of cancer and he could not find anyone to offer him answers to treatment of cancer, because it turns out that we haven't done enough work in cancer. Although we were promised all the way back in the beginning of 2000s that we shall create medicines to eradicate cancer in 15 years. Now 15 years have passed. We still have a lot of cancer killing people all over the world, and of course many other diseases. So in 2012, Adrolo, who is the Charles E. and Stuart T. Harris Professor of Finance at MIT Sloan School, and he's also the director of Sloan School, MIT Sloan School of Management's Laboratory for Financial Engineering, proposed to structure a new kind of financial tool called a Megafund for funneling up to $30 billion into the discovery of cancer drugs. The project would be unprecedented in scale at a time when biomedical sector was searching for fresh funding, and Law thought that the community was ripe for something new. I can tell you till now, see now where we have 2019, these mega funds have not come up. And of course, it's at this time that Bitcoin was at its infancy, and then since then we have new blockchains like Ethereum, Cardano, Tron coming up. And what we want to see is how Law's vision could have worked on the blockchain technology, particularly in creation of cryptocurrencies. But in the paper he had published in Nature Biology in the fall of 2012, Law and his colleagues noted that large pharmaceutical companies were no longer nurturing early stage drug development. Can you imagine? And that's what's going on. Even today, the large venture capital companies or pharmaceutical companies do not nurture early stage. Why? Because it's very, very expensive. It seems that the more biology we know, the less we want to do, because it becomes too risky. Increased knowledge in biology means is increased financial risk. So venture capitalists too were deserting life science startups which averaged them the negative 1% returns over the past decade. And the result is a growing funding gap between basic laboratory research and commercial drug development. In fact, what I noticed that time was that pharmaceutical companies preferred to buy smaller companies that have already finished the research, and then they integrate them into their business instead of financing R&D, basic science, basic laboratory research. Fewer and fewer drugs were surviving a costly gauntlet of clinical trials. That's another problem. That the clinical trials and very high demand by the United States government become extremely expensive, and many drug companies are not willing to go through that, and they don't. Their drugs that are in the pipeline never reach FDA approval. So Adrian Law's proposal was to expand the tool of capital available for life science investment by bringing together investors who would normally fund research uh, at top biomedical universities in exchange for a small percentage of royalties for successful drugs or licensing revenues that result. You know, so that proposal, again, I would say it again, the proposal was to expand the pool of capital available for life science investment by bringing together investors who would not normally fund research. The investors who would not normally fund research, and we bring them together at the top biomedical universities in exchange of small percentage of royalties from successful drugs or licensing revenues that would result. Now, this haven't hasn't worked so well. Money has not come, and why? Because it's very difficult to convince people to put money in life science. Although we know all over the world that we need to put money in life science and health, but it's not coming. But question we want to ask is would be what would have happened if the money was coming through blockchain or cryptocurrencies? And that is what becomes a very interesting question. So what would happen if cryptocurrencies is the source of the money? Because it's possible to create money with incentives besides what he was talking about, traditional incentives for venture capital money or maybe for equity financing, was royalties from the successful drugs or licensing revenues that result. Now we know that at least with cryptocurrencies, we have broadened 100,000 times the source of investment, because now people can raise money from every country in the world, almost everyone, including teenagers, because raising money from venture capitalists meant that you needed to have adults, you need to have sophisticated investors, and all that stuff required by Security Exchange Commission. At least cryptocurrencies are not regulated. You cannot know who is buying into cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and stuff like that. And of course, a lot of young people, teenagers, and all that, are able to participate. People who are not considered investment ready. Yes, people who are not considered investment ready, and so yeah, what the SEC through the regulations had to make sure that people who are investing, particularly in private placements and public, they were sophisticated enough to understand what financing is. Not only has cryptocurrencies broadened the market in that way, it has also broadened the market that everyone in the world can participate in investing and in projects. So we're asking, what would be the effect of cryptocurrencies in creating mega funds as Andrew Law had envisaged? So at that time, about 5 drug loyalty investment companies already existed, but they only invested in drugs that are already approved. So they didn't want to take the drugs through the approval process at the FDA. The plan then would be at an earlier stage, would be to participate at an earlier stage and riskier stage and spread the risk using techniques found elsewhere in finance and familiar in the mortgage crisis, like securitizing future revenues, in this case from drug compounded licenses into debts called research backed obligations. Boosting funding in that way could have had a big payoff. The sheer size of the mega fund would reduce the risk by diversifying investments across many projects, and therefore could provide investors with stronger guarantees of returns, and and any smaller fund, just one blockbuster drug that the paper notes, could get $2 billion in income a year per per decade. Yeah, for the whole decade. So I'm finding that right now, today, because of cryptocurrencies, it's become much more possible, and we can see Adulaw's dream coming to fruition. For example, in Ubricoin, we have created 20 billion units of Ubricoin for investing in life science and health. And you can see what Adulaw was thought was a lot of money, which was 10, which was $30 billion, is now easily reachable. For example, with 20 billion Ubricoins, should the Ubricoin reach even $2 per coin, per Ubricoin, per UBN, then we are talking about $40 billion mega fund, and then becomes possible. So, Law's computers models based on historical data had indicated that 5 to 15 billion dollars mega fund would yield 9 to 12% returns for equity investments and 5 to 8% returns for research-backed obligations. Of course, these research-backed obligations were the like mortgage-backed securities, mortgage-backed obligations, like we saw in the mortgage industry over the 2000s. Now, these rates could be attractive to pension funds, for example, and so that's where we're heading. Now, if we do this, we engineer the Ubricoin, then we can propose the same types of returns, and of course, um, we propose Ubricoin for pension funds, of course, other institutional investors. Careful and realistic planning could avoid the pitfalls that sank the mortgage companies during the financial crisis. The idea is already attracted attention, already attracted of many people in the industry, and even in the U.S. Congress, where Representative Juan Vegas, introduced the Health Regulation 6801 of the Rare Diseases Fund Act of 2018. But right now, we don't have to worry too much about that even getting it approved by the US Congress. What we have to do is just create a cryptos like we have done with the Ubricoin, and then take it to the market and explain to people uh, from the beginning that this is what we are doing. Young Dibaneuli Zarkov and Mishra in 2016 explained that advances in financial engineering are radically shaping the biomedical marketplace. Hmm. I see this is what we want. We need to bring financial engineering into biomedical space and of course into blockchain and cryptocurrency. For example, new methods of pooling diversified drug development programs by placing them in special purpose vehicle was proposed to create securitized cancer mega fund. You know this by Andrew Law, allowing for debt and equity participation. The others performed theoretical and numerical stimulations. That means Young and his colleagues. They performed theoretical and numerical simulations that highlighted the role of empirical validation of projects comprising cancer mega fund. They quantify the degree to which the deliberately designed structure of derivatives and investment was key to its liquidity. Hmm? We concluded that research megafunds with comprehensive in silico and laboratory validation protocols and ability to use both debt and equity as well as hybrid financial products may enable conservative investors, including pension funds and sovereign government funds, to profit from the unique securitization opportunities. Thus, while hedging investors' longevity risk, such as well-validated mega funds will contribute to health, well-being, and longevity of global population. That's what we are talking about. Global fund, global health. That means that should we now introduce financial engineering to Ubricoin, this is going to be very good because they'll be hedging investors' longevity risk and validating the Ubricoin very well, so that we can contribute to health, well-being, and longevity of the global population. Hmm. You're going to see by intense in-depth work on Ubricoin increasing the life expectancy of people across the board. The mega fund idea is relatively radical, of an example of a growing number of new drug research funding models. And of course, this mega fund idea is what we have adopted and put on blockchain, and we call it Ubricoin. Meanwhile, to attract more funding, hybrid funds are emerging that bring non-traditional venture capital investors like governments, philanthropists, willing to absorb more risks or wait longer for longer reward. So what we are calling for is traditional philanthropies getting the cryptocurrency space, and let us carry this thing together. Let's put the money together so that we can now follow suit with financial engineering techniques of what Andrew Law had proposed all the way back in the beginning of this decade. And I believe that now it has come to maturity, particularly with cryptocurrencies. Such mega funds is very easy to create. Of course, having global nature of the cryptocurrencies trading is now possible to create these many hedges, and of course um, to of course encourage many investors to participate. So we want to invite you to participate and think through, in particular in the Ubricoin, as it becomes a series of mega funds for supporting research in health and medicine, biomedicine. That is very important. Thank you. Finally, back to the basics. Ubrica project strives to solve three fundamental problems in the world. Today we have heard about mega funds, and so the creating funds on the Ubrica project will help to overcome three problems. The one problem is lack of access to health services. Number two problem is poor quality of medical services. And number three problem is high cost of medical services in most parts of the world. We know that lack of services, health services, occur when people do not have money to go to hospital, or it occurs when people do not have hospital to go to. Poor quality of medical services occur when we don't have good knowledge, as we talked about yesterday. It occurs when you don't have good knowledge to deal with medical problems, and then high cost of medical services occur when manufacturing of products that can be used to improve health is stifled. We solve the problem of access due to lack of money by creating Soko Janja, an online retail store where everyone in the world can sell what he or she has produced to increase earning power. We know that money in the pocket means realized health access. Ubrica clinics and hospitals project ensure physical access to health services, and Ubrica Science and Technology Parks create places for translation and commercialization of new and relevant knowledge, ensuring best quality of medical services in the world. Ubrica Biomedical Industry City promotes local manufacturing of biomedical services, reducing the cost of medicines and medical devices and health services in general, making health affordable. Ubricoin, the cryptocurrency for universal health access, underwrites health production in Ubrica ecosystem. You can support universal health access by getting and adding Ubricoin to your portfolio of cryptos, or by getting equity in the Ubrica project. Get involved. Do not sit in the sidelines of health. Buy Ubricoin, $10 for Ubricoin each and every day. And then you participate in funding universal health access. You can get even more involved by joining World Ubricoin Ambassador Program, WUAP, where you can gain deeper knowledge about the Ubrica project and continually share the knowledge with people in your circle of influence. As an ambassador, you will be the bridge between Ubricoin, Ubrica, Sakojanja, and all the people in the world. And you have heard that Andrew Law recommended that we create mega funds that are securitized, highly securitized, so that financially engineered, let's say, so that we may be able to reach as many people as possible, and of course fund science itself in biomedicine. So I believe that with cryptocurrencies, that is very possible. To join the World Ubricon Ambassador Program, write to WUAP at ubrica.com, WUAP at ubrica.com, and for more information about general information about Ubrica and Ubrica project, write to info at ubrica.com, or call +254 755 844017, +254 755 844017. Thank you for today. That's all we had for today, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Remember to sign up in the Academy of Society of Ubricans, Academy of Society of Ubricans. Sign up for the classes which begin next week. Don't be left behind. Again, we shall send you information through our WhatsApp or Telegram group. How much do you need to pay for that? And if you have any questions so far, write to info@ubrica.com, info@ubrica.com, or call or even send text message to +254 755 844 017, +254 755 844 017. Thank you for having coming to listen, and we look forward to having you again tomorrow. See you tomorrow.